Today, we're doing something a bit different, a deep dive into just one specific property. It's in Bend, Oregon, 61369 Elkhorn Street. Our sources are mostly marketing descriptions, summaries, that kind of thing, detailed stuff about this house. And the mission. Well, we want to go beyond just the basic facts you see on a listing. We're trying to figure out what really makes a place like this stand out, especially in a market that can be pretty competitive. We're looking for the why. Why is it appealing? What can we learn from it, whether you're thinking of buying, selling, or just interested in real estate? So let's dive in. Some things jumped out right away from the descriptions. It's called a rare and well-maintained 4-bed, 3-bath gem. Okay? It's in Elkhorn Estates, Southwest Bend. But here's what caught my attention. Location. Near Pine Ridge School, Blakely Park, the Deschutes River Trail. But crucially, it doesn't back onto Brookswood Boulevard, which is busy. That specific detail, plus the fact that Southwest Bend itself, the area with all the trees near the river and trails, this area, historically, it tends to see stronger home appreciation than, say, the east side of Bend. So that whole package, what does that signal to you right off the bat?
Yeah, that's a really interesting starting point because those details, they're not just random facts, are they? They build a picture, like not backing to a busy road. That's not just about noise. It's about quality of life, right? It makes the place fundamentally more desirable. And that feeds directly into, well, holding its value, maybe even appreciating more over time. And you connect that to the Southwest Bend appreciation trend. That's usually not an accident. It often means things like maybe less land available to build on, strong demand from people who really want those trails and that vibe. Sometimes even zoning that helps keep property values up. So it suggests this home is kind of positioned in a sweet spot of the market, one that's shown some real resilience.
Right, resilience and maybe better long-term prospects.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move inside then. The sources talk about a nice mix of warmth and space. They say it has a light-filled floor plan. There's a den or office, could even be a 5th bedroom apparently. So flexible. Also a cozy living room, gas fireplace, and even some hidden storage under the stairs. Always useful. And they list a lot of updates. Newer carpet, LVT flooring, paint, appliances, water heater, furnace. Even the roof got an upgrade with ice shield and new gutters. So when you see that list, how much does that really matter to a buyer? Those updates, the flexible room.
Oh, it matters hugely. I mean, today's buyers, they're often looking for something that's pretty much move-in ready.
Right.
Seeing all those updates, that means less money they have to spend right away, less hassle. That's direct value in their eyes.
Yeah, makes sense.
And the flexible dean office, that's gone from a nice-to-have to almost essential for a lot of people, with remote work and everything. It just opens the house up to more potential buyers, families needing space, people needing a dedicated workspace.
Yep.
And even things like the LVT flooring. That speaks to practicality, durability, easy maintenance, especially if you have pets or kids. So these aren't just cosmetic fixes. They're long-term investments in how you live in the house.
Good point. Okay, let's step outside, because this is where I think some really unique practical stuff comes in. They describe a spacious, fully fenced backyard, good for pets, kids, check. Freshly painted decks, nice. And even a concrete pad that's already wired for a hot tub. Okay, planning ahead there. But then this is what I think is the real aha moment, especially for Bend. It offers ample space to accommodate all your recreational vehicles, specifically a wide driveway and generous RV boat parking, which, as they point out, gets rid of those costly storage fees. And man, those fees can be high, can't they?
Oh, absolutely. That RV and boat parking, that is a massive differentiator in Central Oregon. Huge. For the right buyer, that's not just a feature. It's like a core need. It directly enables the lifestyle people move here for, right? The outdoor gear, the toys, and it saves them real money every single year. It's a perfect example of meeting a very specific high-value need. Honestly, it suggests a bit of a shift, maybe, where sometimes that kind of practical utility is actually more valuable to certain buyers than, say, generic luxury finishes. You combine that parking with a backyard that's ready for relaxing, maybe a hot tub. You're not just selling walls and a roof, you're selling the whole Central Oregon package, minus some common headaches.
Right, the lifestyle package. And speaking of freedom from headaches, freedom financially, the sources hit this hard. No HOA, no extra dues, no one telling you what you can or can't do. That feels like true ownership freedom, doesn't it? Which is getting rarer. Plus, low property taxes, they list them as just $3,750 a year.
Yeah, the no HOA thing is definitely a dream for a lot of people. It means flexibility, fewer rules, and obviously saving money month after month, year after year, coupled with low property taxes. That really paints a picture of long-term affordability and autonomy. You know what your costs are likely to be, more or less, and potentially it might even help appreciation if you have more freedom to make improvements without needing committee approval for everything.
Good point. Something else mentioned is that the seller did a comprehensive pre-listing home inspection, and they're willing to share it. That sounds good, builds trust maybe.
Yeah.
But is there any potential downside? Like, should a buyer still get their own?
That's a really good question, actually. It's got nuances. On the one hand, yes, a pre-listing inspection signals transparency. It suggests the seller is confident and wants to get potential issues out in the open early. That can definitely smooth out the process, maybe avoid 11th hour surprises during escrow, saves time, saves stress potentially.
Okay.
On the other hand, yeah, a buyer might still want their own independent inspection, someone who is working exclusively for them, giving a completely fresh look.
Right.
But even so, having that seller's report available right from the start, it sets a positive tone, it shows good faith, it can definitely help speed things up and build confidence. It's generally seen as a smart, proactive move by the seller.
Gotcha. So, okay, we pull all this together. The location, the inside updates, the RV parking, the no HOA, the low taxes. What's the overall picture here for someone looking in Bend? The sources basically say this home truly blends warmth, space, affordability, and convenience. And it puts you right there for that Bend lifestyle. Quick access to the parkway, less than 30 minutes to Bachelor, walk to the river, walk to the old mill for movies, concerts. It seems to tick a lot of boxes. Okay, so let's try to wrap this up. What are the core takeaways from digging into this specific property on Elkhorn Street? What really makes it stand out? And maybe what lessons can we pull from it? First off, it seems like the space itself is key. 4 true bedrooms, plus that flex room for a 5th, and 3 full baths. That's apparently pretty rare at this price point, especially now. Space is gold. Second, that location in Southwest Bend. It's not just any location. It's in a really sought-after area, tree-lined, near the river, trails. And crucially, it has that history of stronger appreciation. So the specific micro-location matters a lot for long-term value.
Absolutely. Location, 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 but with nuance.
Right. Then third, that freedom aspect. The no HOA, no extra fees, no rules, combined with the low property taxes. That's a big deal. For lifestyle, yes, but also just pure finances. Predictability, autonomy. Huge draw.
A very significant draw.
And finally, those really practical additional perks. You can't overlook the ample RV boat parking. That solves a real problem for a lot of Bend residents. And the backyard fenced, landscaped, ready for a hot tub. It's set up for actually using and enjoying the space, for pets, for entertaining. These aren't just abstract features, they're like lifestyle enablers.
Oh, and they also mentioned the sellers are creative and open to flexible offer terms and ready to make a deal. That always adds an interesting layer, too.
Exactly. When you put all those pieces together, the space, the prime location, the financial freedom, the practical solutions like RV parking, it really does create a package that seems tailor-made for what a lot of buyers are looking for today, especially in a place like Bend. It hits both the dream list and the practical checklist.